Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Hudson. This is a special day recognizing our scholarship winners. It's great to have all of them in here and along with parents and friends. So it's good to see all of you. I'm Ron Strobel, the Sergeant at Arms. Our invocation this morning is by Jim Young. Please stand. Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Good morning. On this beautiful day. Let us pray. Dear Father, as our nation pauses this week to remember those in the military who have given their lives for the freedom we enjoy, we pray you would have us all look to you for strength, comfort, and guidance. Be with all those who now serve and have served the armed services. Bless them and their families. In your name we pray, amen. Thank you, Jim. And now to lead us in the pledge and four-way test, Jay Yard.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test. Number one, is it the truth? 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you. Are you up here to introduce guests? You introduce them all, you're going to be here a long time.
I know. Well, good morning, Rotarians and guests. It's a pleasure to see everyone today. And some of you may know we always start out singing a song. So I believe we're going to have lyrics up here. There we go. America the Beautiful. So if everyone would please join me. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountains, majesties of His grace on thee, and like a winter from sea to shining sea. Thank you guys. Got to test the soprano today, I guess.
And I would like to take a moment to recognize one special guest. Our scholarships this year are in honor of Dan Williams. Dan was leader of the scholarship group for many, many years and got me involved, and it was a real pleasure to work with him. Sometimes a little bit difficult to have different opinions on who should get the scholarship and who shouldn't, but we always came to an amicable solution. So I'd like to welcome Lori Williams this morning, is with us. And also recognize Dave Zero, who's a visitor, a guest of Tom Tobin. And now our president, Father Joe Boisel.
Thank you. Good morning, Rotarians and guests. Is Marilyn here? No. Okay. Do we have a report about the gala?
It went well. Yeah.
All right. 43,000. Well done. Good job, all y'all. Yeah. Fantastic. Yes, this morning I do have one announcement, which is that we're continuing, easy for me to say, to support Hopewell, a therapeutic farm community in Chagrin Falls. It's a facility for people with bipolar and other mental health issues. And so we're supporting them. Of course, cash donations are great. Also, they're looking for some things such as some board games, a drafting easel, spike ball set, things of that nature. So if you'd like to support them, this would be, do we have one more? We have one more Wednesday, don't we? Yes, we have one more Wednesday. So this week, next week, this is our support this week, or this month rather. No other announcements that I have. So Ron, you're going to introduce our guests. Okay.
You have the okay, Rotary scholarships, helping students from Hudson City Schools. We'll get there. In the meantime, I will talk. Rotary scholarships are not granted automatically. It's a competition, and the applications are reviewed, and then an interview. Our scholarships this year are 6 $3,000 scholarships awarded to a student to finance further education in a state-supported school based on academic achievement and school and community service, leadership, special attributes, and honor. This year, we're also giving a vocational scholarship of $1,000 awarded to a student attending a 2-year program. Few facts. Did you know there will be 400 seniors graduating at Blossom on May 24th? In the community, our service learning seniors logged 22,664 total hours of service, an average of 267 hours per student. At an hourly rate of $29.95, that's $678,800 in service rendered for our community. 22 seniors in the class of next one. Maybe we went too far. Nope. Okay, next one. Go back to that one. 20. We got this down to fine art here. 22 seniors in the class of 2023 are National Merit Scholars, 5 are National Merit Finalists, 3 seniors with a perfect 36 on their ACT. We in Hudson should be very proud of our students and community. And the final one, a final thought. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. Okay, do you have individual pictures? If not, you can put those back up. Okay, we will be doing this alphabetically. First, I'd like to ask Katie Babinski to come up and Yvonne Hayes. I don't have my glasses. Yes. One of the things we ask the students is to tell us somebody that has made a difference in their life or that has given them the way to go. Anyway, Yvonne Hayes will speak first and then introduce Katie.
Thank you for having me today. What an honor to be here. It is a privilege and honor to introduce Katie Babitsky today. Katie was in my 5th grade class in the year 2016-2017. Even at the age of 11, Katie was a role model student and citizen. She had the perfect balance of excelling in her academics and being a good friend and citizen at Eastwood School and in her church community. Since then, Katie has continued to carve a path of ambition and greatness at Hudson High School. She will be graduating with the class of 2023 as part of the National Honor Society. She has conquered numerous AP courses while still managing to balance all of her extracurriculars and community volunteering. In her community, Katie assisted in church camp, Vacation Bible School, the Hudson Hawks Youth Football and Cheerleading Organization, and an intern for First Serve, who performed various acts of community service to enhance the Akron community. Some of Katie's extracurricular activities include being a member of the Hudson High School student government. She was also the dance captain of the show choir and a 3-year letter winner in both cheerleading for football and basketball. During this time, Katie was also part of the Sparkle Cheerleading Association, where she was responsible for the inclusion of 15 special needs children. Perhaps this is a very small part of why I stand here today as a person who made a difference in her educational career. I have a special needs daughter myself. And as Katie's former teacher, I would always be honest and open in sharing pictures and stories about my daughter. I would like to think that this inspiration of being an empathetic person while balancing a career, coming to school and teaching my students each day to the best of my ability could be a minuscule part of why Katie wants to be an educator and leave her mark on her future students. I cannot think of a more perfect career choice for Katie, as she's an involved, caring, persevering, ambitious go-getter that she is. Last but certainly not least, Katie will plan to attend Miami University and pursue a career in the field of education. I can't help but to think of how lucky every student who will pass through her classroom will be. Katie, I wish you all the best today, tomorrow, and in the future. You will be an amazing teacher and a continued asset to your friends, family, and community. As you end your journey with the Hudson High School Explorers and begin to carve your path in uncharted territory, I think the words of Mark Twain express my thoughts for you the best. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover.
All right. Good morning, Rotarians. As Mrs. Hayes introduced me, my name is Katie Babitsky. First of all, I would like to thank her for coming and introducing me this morning. Everything she said, she is a huge part of my educational journey and a huge reason why I want to become a teacher. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club for this amazing opportunity. I feel very blessed to have received one of these scholarships. As she said again, I will be attending Miami in the fall, and I'm very excited to continue in the field of education. I haven't quite decided elementary or secondary yet, but I hope to make that discovery. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you. Yeah.
And now I'd like to have Maxwell Gerke and Jeff Go come up.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm also very happy to be here. So pleased Max would ask that I introduce him and that I've had an impact on his life. Max is just an absolutely amazing young man. I get the pleasure as the head football coach of getting to know close to like 120, 130 guys each season. And you really can start to understand who a person is when you ask them to show up in their summer from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And like you get the good and you get the bad, you get it all. And to watch them and ask them to give everything they have each and every single morning, more important than the wins throughout the season, the off season, anything like that, those summers we cherish. And we ask our guys, we have a philosophy of every single day, we want to get 1% better, just 1%. That's all we're looking for. Max just completely embodies that. Where he started as a freshman, I'm sure his parents saw this, to where he's at now as a senior is just the change, the growth is absolutely incredible. And then I get to learn about what the other things he's doing. I'm blown away with all the people that have gotten these scholarships, looking at the things they've accomplished, looking at the things that, as you're up here talking about our kids, the 400 seniors, the expectations at Hudson are absolutely astronomical. And then you start to look at the things that they're doing on top of that. These kids are unbelievable. I cannot wait to see what they do next, but I absolutely love that they have the courage to just go do more, just experience it. So first and foremost, 4.29 Hume GPA. That means you're getting a lot of A pluses. A lot of A pluses. I did not do that in high school, so I appreciate that I raised the bar and they're taking it another step up. He's in NHS, he's in service learning. Service learning is one of the most amazing programs Hudson has. My older brother was in it. It lets kids get out in the community and experience all sorts of different things, from being in the classroom to, our medical services, the fire department, you name it. It's just an incredible program. It's hard to get into. Max got into it. So Max is up here. Secondly, athletics. So on top of the academics, getting A pluses. He participated in both track and football. The 3 years you were part of the varsity football program, we amassed a record of 31-5, which is probably, thank you. It's because of guys like Max, his teammates, his brothers, guys like Zane, who will be up here soon. It just bought in and made the community so proud. Forget the record, the relationships you've created. We talk about it daily. We say the word love daily. They're going to last forever. And it doesn't happen without guys that are bought in, guys that do everything that we ask them to do. And then this one blew me away. Finally, he's an Eagle Scout, which is, yeah. So I didn't get all A pluses. I made it to Life Scout. My older brother was an Eagle Scout. The dedication it takes to become an Eagle Scout. I mean, you're camping every month. You're doing extra classes, finding merit badges, doing all this stuff, serving, going out, leading younger scouts. It's not like it's not an easy thing. It is one of the hardest things you can possibly accomplish in the scouting community. And I just absolutely revere that about you. And that is, in my own case, I have so many fond memories of Boy Scout camp. You know, when you join as Cub Scouts, you never imagine it's just another activity, you know, and you never imagine that that's where you're going to end up. So I'm so proud of that. As a father with 4 daughters in this community, I am so proud to know that there's young men like you out there, and congratulations on this opportunity.
Okay, hello all. My name is Max, as Coach Goff said. I just want to take this chance to thank him for this. He spoke about me pretty well. He's just made me not only a better athlete, but a better man overall, and just a better person, I believe. Second, I want to thank my parents. Wouldn't be here without them. They've really pretty good role models for me and just made me a better person again. And then lastly, thank you to the Rotary Club of Hudson for this opportunity. As Katie said, I do feel very blessed for this opportunity, and that I'm one of the recipients of this award. And then in the future, I'm going to Ohio State as of right now, and I think I'm going to major in sports medicine and business. Yeah, but thank you again.
And now I'd like to have Gabriel Haslicek and Colin McGowan.
Good morning, Rotarians, friends, families gathered for this wonderful occasion. I had the delight to introduce to you today, Gabby Hanselick, and she's a fantastic young lady. I'm so excited to be up here. I first came to know her, oddly enough, in my homeroom. Now, my homeroom, it's a weird thing being a teacher. About 92.4% of the jokes we make up during class at any particular time are just for ourselves. And the students, this one though, she was the kid out there who was smiling and like laughing at him. So I'm very appreciative to have a student who is engaged, and Gabby always was. That's one thing I know about her. She shows up every day with, and you can see it in her face right here, with a great attitude. And it's just like, what can I do? How can I help? How can I get involved? And from a teacher's perspective, to have a student coming in with that attitude, that's just, it makes my job so much easier. I was blessed then the following year to actually have her in class in Honors World History and then Eastern Civs to follow that. But her positivity and excitement just to show up every day, that is what you want out of any student. So before we even talk about any of her personal attributes in terms of like academic success and sporting success or anything like that, as a person, just you see this, what she is right here in front of you, you see the smile, this is who she is. And that is a tremendous asset to herself. She comes in ready to go. And again, she laughed at my things, which made me happy. It totally made me happy. So now, and I then came to know her in the classroom as a student. And honestly, she is an earnest, hardworking, empathetic young lady. And it was commendable when we, in the middle of something, a lesson, there are some very difficult things we might talk about in Honors World History, for instance. And she engaged material in a way that was, you could see the emotion on her face. And I love that, the honesty with which she approached any subject matter. And then she would turn that into amazing discussions in class where she would be courageous enough to actually put forth what she felt and speak her mind. And that honesty let other students in the classroom feel free to express themselves as well. And in that way, she was a great asset as a leader in class. And along with this, I know that these students pardon me? Oh, that's okay. Along with this too, I know that these students they're amazing with these GPAs and what they've done. But this young lady here, every day. It's hard. And I think sometimes it's the students who do very well is that sometimes people just take that for granted, that that's just, well, that's easy. It comes easy. They work so hard for this. This was not something that came easy to Gabby. It's not every day she just showed up and like, oh, hey, I do a great job. The hard work they do behind the scenes, and it was evident. Gabby came in and had high expectations for herself, and she worked hard to meet them. And she didn't take any excuses along the way. She put it upon herself to always give her best, wouldn't accept any mediocrity. And in any project where she could be creative, she went above and beyond. And that's why she's standing here today, is because she's a student who doesn't just take the project assignment or the conformity, whatever I'm asking her to do. She goes beyond. And that is something in itself is commendable. And speaking of that, I think she really came to appreciate the nuances of all my jokes and all that too. So I appreciate that as well. It showed growth throughout the year and too. So, and one thing about that I want to say on the side note, while these students are here because they are amazing students, I really got the feeling with Gabby that she was here as a student to learn. And I know that sometimes it gets caught up in a rat race of what is the GPA, what is this, what is that? She worked hard for it, but the learning was the important thing. And I think that is something that's going to serve her very well in life. And she goes on to Miami University and then into other pursuits, is that she's there for more than just the number. She's there to become a better person. And as such, I can see that idea of her becoming a better person. I mean, just when you watched her, how she talked about even her sporting success. She'd come into class. I always like to ask students what they're up to and what's going on in life. And we'll always deflect to others. And never took it upon herself. A very humble, kind, generous young lady right here. And that is so wonderful to see. And you could really see in herself just what a good person she is. And again, going back to that honesty, I know that she has some issues, with some family issues or health and whatnot. And just the way she handled herself during that period was it was commendable. And she was just such a wonderful, open-hearted, big-hearted person that it's just having her up here on the stage. I'm happy for you. Very, very happy for you. And speaking of that sense of humor, I think now it's finally time for her to go off into the world and start sharing her own terrible humor, because she is also part of something that has become something of an iconic situation. The Top Frog competition. She and her friends are total goofballs, and they go into I think Top Frog would probably just give you a good example. On the morning announcements, they rate the best frogs in the world and they give numbers. And it's kind of funny to listen to in the morning announcements as the students in classes around me react to the numerical value given to, that's ridiculous, how bad. I mean, people get very into this sort of thing, but I love this. She's a group of wholesome friends. They're wonderful people. And that's going to serve her well. And these are the people she surrounds her with and people she attracts. Gabby Hanslick is a wonderful young lady. And for all these reasons, I just like to congratulate everyone here, but specifically Gabby. You're a wonderful young lady, and I wish nothing but the best for you. And you've earned this through all your hard work and discipline, and good job out of you. And as always, to finish off, don't forget to be awesome.
Of course. Hi, I'm Gabby Hanslick. And I want to thank you, Mr. McGowan, for being here and for just being here the last 4 years. Like he mentioned, every day before class, he would always ask how we were doing. And that really just impacted me. It made me feel like you cared, and it made me be able to have a connection with you. Also, I feel like we have the same humor. So I enjoyed your jokes a lot. And just the acceptance I felt from Mr. McGowan really impacted me, and it made me feel like I could be myself. For example, Top Frog. I saw some people in the audience being like, what? Like, frog? That's crazy. But, and I admit in the beginning, I was also skeptical. I was like, it's kind of weird. But after a while, seeing the acceptance not only from, Mr. McGowan, but other people in the school, it's really awesome to see people just able to have a little bit of fun in the mornings and to really enjoy our segments. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club for the scholarship. It really means a lot to me. And honestly, I didn't think I'd be picked. So it's really amazing it was a really big celebration for me when I was picked. For future plans, I plan to attend Miami and major in business and double minor in Spanish and computer science. So thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now if we could have Anthony Yukos and John Brockway.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, my phone is not connecting to the internet, so I can't get my Google Docs, so I'm going to wing it mostly, which is fine. That's how I teach usually anyway, right, Anthony? For like, kids don't remember their elementary teachers when they get to this point a lot of times. So seeing Yvonne here and me here, just awesome. I tell my kids every year, one year I want like you see the basketball team and they pull out their teachers. There's never elementary teachers. So every year I tell my kids, I want to be that teacher to you someday. So hopefully this won't be the last time. But so I met Anthony in fourth grade. I ended up teaching him 2 years, not because he had to repeat fourth grade, but because we looped with our classes those years. So I really got to know him. And if you want to know what Anthony looked like that first day of open house, just shrink him a little bit. Hair was a little different, had the glasses, hasn't changed, you haven't changed much. So Anthony was like, day one, I knew he was special. I primarily taught him math, taught him some science and social studies as well, but he just like, he could solve problems. He was just really good at math. And one of the things my teaching partners, Becky Ulrich and Stacy Conable and I try to do was try to develop the thinking rather than just, doing the rote numbers. And Anthony embraced that. He did everything I threw at him. I can do math pretty quickly and, doubling, whatever. And Anthony could keep up pretty well doing a lot of math in his head. And he also, we did passion projects. His passion project that year was on the environment. Do you remember that? Did like, I think it was a 15, 20-minute presentation. It was a big event. And I looked over his slideshow last night as I was thinking about this. And like his slideshow then, it's probably better than ones he makes now, I'm guessing, because we forced them to not put too many words on the slide. It was pretty much all pictures. And I remember doing, I think it was 15 minutes. Somewhere around there, that he stood up in front of a room full of parents and presented on the environment and what we can do to improve it. So science has always been a love of Anthony's, math has always been a love of his. One of the things, I don't get to keep in touch with our students through the years, but I have a graduating senior this year as well. So I've seen Anthony at so many different things over the years. He's been in my house fairly recently. The kids call him Tony now, which is weird to me. He will always be Anthony. And throughout middle school, I remember seeing Anthony on stage, like with show choir in the middle school. I did go to band concert. He was in band. He's been in literally everything. One of the things this past year, I got to chaperone at band camp because my daughter was a band dancer. And I took pictures for the band this past year, and I got to see Anthony in action as a senior squad leader. Is that the correct way to say it? Okay. He was a senior squad leader, and it's just so happened that the other two saxophones on his squad were two of my former students from 2 different years. And so I got some selfies with them. I took pictures of them, but seeing Anthony's patience and kindness with the underclassmen, and just the way he embraced them and tried to get them involved with things and danced around and did all that stuff was pretty cool to see. And then more recently, as I was reading an article about Anthony that my wife happened to bring home, the Explorer magazine, and there's a full page article about Anthony and all the things he does in music. And I was like, yes, I could use some of this. And he more recently went to McDowell. I forget, we changed our schools. A first grade student there, Owen, I believe was his name. Visually impaired, is that right? Yeah, visually impaired student, plays a piano, and Anthony went down, and I found some pictures online of him. And just seeing his kindness with a younger child who shared some of the same loves as his, just kind of shows you the kind of person that Anthony is. And all these kids, like Jeff said, like Colin said, like they do so many great things. They're like just amazing. So Anthony, like I just have in my note now to make a new note while my Google Doc wasn't showing. I just wrote all the things because Anthony does all the things, especially when music is considered. He might be the first person in Hudson High School history who has done band, orchestra, show choir, chamber choir, the musical. Did you play Pitt in the musical one year too? Yeah, he's been on stage in the musical. He's played Pitt in the, he literally has done everything you can do with music. This year, he's got 3 music classes back to back to back. So like half of his school is music. He's not pursuing music, but I'm sure he will find an outlet for that in the future. In addition to music, Anthony is also an Eagle Scout. As you know, Jeff said, that takes a lot. So a lot of commitment. And he also has been on the cross country and the track teams as well. So I think that's about it. He is attending Ohio State University. I'm sorry, the Ohio State University in the fall, along with probably a third of Hudson, I believe. I saw some of his classmates at Panera the other day, and I guess it's been a few weeks, and like there were 5 of them there. 4 of them are going to the Ohio State University. And they were all in our 4th and 5th grade class, which was kind of cool that they're still hanging out in high school. So anyway, Anthony is studying physics, engineering, math. He's just like with music, he's trying to do everything he can do. They have to probably make a new major for him. And he also won it's a one only scholarship at Ohio State. One person only gets it. It's the something, Valentino. I was thinking it was Valentino. The Valentino Scholarship. So he, oh, I forgot, perfect ACT score as a sophomore as well. So he's one of the 3. So I'm just like, Anthony's a great kid, great adult now, Tony. And I'm just so happy I got to be here and I got to be a part of his life, and just glad I made at least some sort of impact on him to be the man he is today. Congratulations, Anthony.
All right, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to the Rotary Club for this opportunity and just all the work you do around the community to just help the world. Mr. Brockway, I just wanted to thank you too. You and your partners kind of had like an innovative new teaching style, right? And you taught me like how to think like outside the box. And I think that really helped me in my later years. But one thing I think is kind of neat to think about is I remember one day in class you were talking about how you always try to take like a different way to work just to like switch up the day. And I still think about that when I'm going places. I take like different paths, different routes, different roads. And just the fact that I remember anything that like you specifically said from 4th to 5th grade is pretty impeccable. But really what's most important is that I feel like you were one of the, you know, my other teachers did too, but you were one of the first people to like really like see the potential in me and really believe in me. And I think when other people believe in you, it's way easier to believe in yourself. And that's really what led me to, you know, go for it, go get it. And so thank you for believing in me.
And now we could have Zane Zargis and Joe Caniglia come forward.
Thank you. My name is Joe Caniglia. I'm a health and physical education teacher at Hudson High School, as well as a football coach and wrestling coach. And as I was sitting here looking around, I realized that I've been doing this for 27 years, and I've coached an awful lot of sons and grandchildren of people that are in the audience today. So I'm feeling a little bit old today, but this is my favorite time of the year because at the end of the year, we get to celebrate the the fruits of our labors and celebrate the success of a lot of students that have put in a lot of time and effort to get to the point that they're at. And this young man is no exception to that. So I'd like to introduce Zane Zargis, who Zane is a member of the football and wrestling and track teams as a 3-sport athlete. And they say that sports are a vehicle for personal growth and development. And as I watch Zane, I think of a young man, a boy that I started coaching back in 7th grade. And I had the privilege to watch develop through his senior year, and we'll watch him cross the stage tonight as a graduate of Hudson High School and become an alumni. But I look at the skills that he developed through his participation in sports, like his level of physical fitness, his ability to set goals, his level of commitment and perseverance, that are all going to be life skills that will serve him as he goes down the road of life. They say that people remember how you treated them and how you made them feel. And as I look at Zane, Zane is one of the most outstanding teammates, classmates, and friends that I've watched in 27 years at Hudson High School. And I think that the success of the football team, and Coach Goff alluded to the number of wins and that they got to experience through their career, goes back to a lot of being a great teammate, being a great friend, and being supportive and knowing what your role is. And his outstanding work ethic has created value for himself well beyond just athletics. Zane was also a member of the National Honor Society. He was also a member of the Drug-Free Clubs of America. Zane's going to be attending the University of Cincinnati to major in architectural engineering. And as we were talking about this, so I could get some ideas about how I could introduce him and things that I could say, one of the things that he told me was his future goal is to change a city skyline. And if you think about the magnitude of that from an architectural standpoint of designing and designing buildings and the ability to plan and develop and follow through with that, I know that Zane is going to have that kind of an impact, not only on his work, but on the people that he comes in contact with. So I just want to let the Rotary Club know that your consideration and awarding of this scholarship for Zane is well placed and well deserved. And I'd like to congratulate him on this success.
All right. Forgive me if I keep this brief. Public speaking is not really my strong suit. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club, first of all, for offering this scholarship, and on top of the consideration and accepting me as one of the winners with all of these very deserving people and recipients. I'd like to thank Coach Caniglia. He's been a great mentor to me all my life. He went to high school with my dad. So I've known him for a while, not just as a coach or a teacher, but sort of as a friend too. So yeah, thank you, everybody.
And now Alyssa Zumbo and Victoria Culver, please. And she's lucky she's at the end of the alphabet because she didn't want to speak first.
Thank you. Good morning. Yes, Alyssa and I are both not public speakers. I said I love to talk in front of children, but something about adults makes me nervous. My name is Vicki Culver. I am a teacher at the middle school, and Alyssa was in my 7th grade language arts and math class. She was an amazing student. She worked super hard. She persevered through some struggling times with some public speaking and presentations in class as well were not her thing, and that's okay. She has grown into a beautiful, calming presence that she was able to volunteer in my class this year. I'm teaching 6th grade language arts and math. So she was able to come and do some field hours and observations and work with students with some special needs as well. which is very, it takes a special person to have patience and work with students with special needs. And Alyssa has a calming presence, and she has a bubbly personality, and she likes to laugh, which is great because even on your bad days, you have to make sure that you laugh. So I'm very proud of her. She's going to go to Bowling Green for education, and that would be a wonderful field for her. She's also done a lot of volunteering. She has volunteered at the Grace House End of Life Facility in Akron, Summit County Animal Shelter. She has done Access Women's Shelter of Akron, the City of Cuyahoga Falls Safety Town, which I didn't see her there, but I could just envision her interacting with all the kids and having a good time. She has also volunteered at the Cuyahoga Falls Cancer Club, the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank, and also worked with the Hudson Our Time to Shine as a mentor. Which if you're not familiar with, it is a play that they put on, and they help students with special needs learn their lines and work through those. So I am very proud of Alyssa. She will do wonderful things, and I'm so happy to introduce her to you as a recipient. Thank you for having me here to introduce her as well.
Hi guys, my name is Alyssa Zumbo. I just wanted to say thank you so much to the Rotary Club for this awesome and amazing scholarship that I received. And then I also wanted to say thank you to all my teachers, especially Mrs. Culver. I don't think I could have done it without her. And then I want to thank my parents too. I don't think I would have been where I am today without them. And as Mrs. Culver said, in the fall, I will be attending Bowling Green State University to pursue a degree in inclusive early childhood education. Thank you so much for this scholarship and this opportunity.
And now if we could have Kira Janicek and Mrs. Widowson come forward.
Hi, I am not a public speaker either, so, which is ironic because we all teach these kids, and yet kids are different than adults. It's so much different. I am a teacher at the high school, and in my position, I am blessed to have my students 4 years in a row. So I got Kira my freshman year. We've worked together for the last 4 years, which is really special because we do get to form a nice relationship, and it's almost like when she graduates or when they graduate, it's like seeing one of my kids leaving. So part of me is thinking I'm going to keep Kira, and the other part is encouraging and sending her off and letting you know about how wonderful she is. I've known Kira since freshman year. I could tell you about how she's fun and she's welcoming and she's compassionate towards other people. She loves helping. She always exhibits high ethical and moral standards. And she loves animals, nail art, hairstyles, and she loves celebrating her Native American culture. I could tell you all of those things about Kira, but what really stands out most about Kira is her desire to set lofty goals and then her ability to achieve every goal she sets for herself. I want to start by just sharing, Kira doesn't know I have this, so this will be interesting. I pulled out from freshman year, the students have to do a magazine cover, and they have to talk about where they'll be as a freshman, where they'll be as a senior. So this is obviously Kira, and I was able to pull that out. You're welcome. And interestingly, here's what Kira said. First of all, was her philosophy was things won't always be easy, but you need to work hard and stay on top of everything to achieve your dreams, which I think says a whole lot about Kira. Her prediction for 2023 this year was that Kira would have achieved high scores on the ACT, earned a license in cosmetology, lettered in band, been a band squad leader, joined National Honor Society, graduated with flying colors, and gotten into a college to begin her training in veterinary medicine. Well, I'm here to tell you she's met every one of those goals. As a freshman, Kira already knew that she wanted to start working with animals, possibly as a veterinarian. However, she was also aware of the high cost of education. So she knew she needed to find a way to support herself as she went to college. It would be, yeah. And in typical Kira style, she set the bar and began brainstorming, listing, researching, revising her options. She finally came up with a plan to allow herself to pursue her vocational dream. She enrolled in the 6th District Compact Career Program for cosmetology so that she could follow her passion for doing hair and nails, and also would be able to put herself through her college experience as a cosmetologist in a salon. Well, now that was freshman year, and here we are 4 years later. As I said, she's met every one of those goals from the freshman year, and she also now is just passed her cosmetology exam. So she is a licensed cosmetologist now, and will be able, and she's one of the top of her class in her cosmetology class. She also has secured a job at a salon locally, and she's been accepted at Tri-C. She's planning to, it's kind of neat, she's planning to start at Tri-C. I had to laugh because I said she had it all planned out. So as soon as, one step with Kira, she starts on the next step planning. So now we've gotten accepted into college, we're already starting to plan. Okay, where now? So, and that's just how she is. She will earn an associate's degree in science at Tri-C. She'll become a veterinary technician. Then she'll continue her education at a university to specialize in animal physical therapy, since she was able to find out that animal physical therapists can get to that ends through getting their, getting their vet tech, thanks. Getting their vet tech, yeah. So, she will do all of those things while continuing to work at least half-time, I'm sure, as at a salon, as doing hair and nails. So Kira is definitely a go-getter. I am so proud to have been able to work with her all these years. She's done so well. And I have to tell you, since music is also one of Kira's passions, I am sure that knowing her, we will see her one day in the veterinarian's office, playing the Native American flute, singing to calm all the animals as she sits down to begin massaging and healing them. She's quite an amazing young woman, and I'm so proud of her continuous success.
Morning, everyone. So as Ms. Whittleson said, my name is Kira Janicek, and I would love to thank her because for the 4 years that I've known her, she has now become another mother figure to me. She's not just a teacher. And on top of that, I would love to thank the Rotary for this opportunity and the awesome scholarship that I've received, along with my mom and my stepdad always pushing me with my grandparents' support behind them. And I hope in the future that I meet all my goals, like Ms. Whittleson said, I have from freshman year, so hopefully I keep my role going. But I would love to thank everyone here that have given me my opportunity. Thank you so much.
That concludes the scholarship winners. I'd like to thank everyone who came today. It's wonderful to see them, their parents, people that changed their lives and helped them. And just want to let you know that deciding that you were the ones to receive was no small matter. The students at Hudson High School just are amazing, and that's the only hard part of this job, is that we can't give scholarships to everybody. So I congratulate all of you on being the successful ones. If I could have the scholarship winners come forward just right after the meeting so we can get a picture of all 7 of you. So I'd appreciate that. And with that, I'll turn it back to Father Joe.
I'm going to real fast run out here to Lori. She didn't know I was going to do this. All right. Will you stand up? These scholarships are being given in honor of our late friend Dan Williams, who was a city councilman and a Rotarian and a fantastic person. And I want his wife to tell us, just give us 1 or 2 minutes about Dan.
Dan particularly loved being on the scholarship committee. And that's because when he was 9, his father passed away. And his mom, unfortunately, had not gone to college. So it was very hard for her to support Dan and the other children. Well, finally, the mom was able to acquire a job as being secretary to the high school principal. And so when she saw scholarships being given, she came home and started to tell the boys, you're going to have to try to earn a scholarship if you want to go to college. And I really feel that that's the path you should be on. So Dan worked very, very hard, like many of these people, and was involved both academically in activities and also in activities for service in the community. And so when Dan was a senior, there was an elderly woman from Youngstown, Ohio, who came forward and said that she would like to pay for his way to college. And so that at that point then, he realized the importance and the value of a college scholarship. And so he was thrilled to be a part of this committee for many, many years. And the hardest part was selecting from the applicants, because he always wanted to give many more scholarships than he could. And he just would worry about that as he was trying to make a decision. And Ron said sometimes there would be arguments. And I think it was probably because the scholarship was supposed to not be need-based, but based according to success. And when he would read about someone who had a need, as well as was experiencing success, oh, he would just stew over that. And he would always share with me the paragraphs that the students had written. And then when the selection was finally made, I think this was his most favorite meeting of the entire school year. So Dan would be extremely honored to have his name attached to this scholarship. And I keep thinking, if he's watching from heaven today, he has a huge, huge smile on his face and the joy of the Lord in his heart.
Thank you, Lori. Yes. Well, I need to do me one favor, because you can sit right there. Just pull one of these numbers out of here. We have a weekly Road-a-Buck raffle, and the payout today is $9, $9. And but the jackpot 238. If you have your tickets, number ends in 3462. 3462. All right. Here you go. This. Take that. Yeah. Yeah. And you'll pick from this. Oh. But he didn't win it. No. All right. I real fast want to just say, and I know we're pressed for time, but I was so impressed with these students and these teachers. And then a couple quotes that I got. Zane, forgive me if I keep this brief. No clergyman has ever said that to his congregation. And then Kira mentioned that teachers like another parent. in loco parentis, this is the phrase, right? That teachers are another parent. And then this quote from Anthony/Tony. When someone believes in you, it makes it way easier to believe in yourself. Oh yeah, well done. Have a great day, be great, make a difference in the world, all right?